us. If you're not joining us, get to those computers, get to those radios, get to whatever you need to get to. The time now is 9 o'clock on the West Coast. Thursday evening, March 24th. I'm your host, Aaron Trilling, on the lovely Chelladurai Inc. show. We have a wonderful show for you guys tonight as me and my co-host, Jordan Pravin Phillip, discuss the regular. We do have a very special guest tonight, which we will introduce in just a few minutes. But normally, as we do in the very opening minutes of our segment, we go over our sports. And as we know, just this Thursday kicked off, or resumed rather, the Sweet 16 of the NCAA March Madness tournament. It looks as though if Oklahoma had a decisive victory over Texas A&M, actually a really decisive victory. Oklahoma beating them at a score of 77-63. Villanova took on Miami, 2 seed versus the 3 seed. The 3 seed Miami fell to Villanova at a whopping score of 92-69. Definitely a blowout. Miami didn't stand a chance as Villanova was up the entire game. And currently, right now, we have 2 games on. Kansas at Maryland. Kansas, the number 1 overall seed in the tournament, up on a score of 75-59 as I have it, with 2:45 to play in the game. Looks like they will move on as well to the Elite Eight. And Oregon and Duke at a score of 63-52 with 7:40 to play in the second half. So if these teams can hang on, it will be Villanova and Oklahoma already, as well as Kansas and Oregon moving on. So you have 2 1 seeds and the 2 2 seeds moving on. We have another 4 games tomorrow, make up the other Elite Eight. And other than that, back into pro ball. Every day I'm seeing more and more things, updates on my phone as far as LeBron James is concerned. It's LeBron James slamming down a dunk, LeBron James saying something. It's just LeBron is just in the news like crazy right now. That being said, LeBron James and his Cleveland Cavaliers traveled to Brooklyn as they took on the Brooklyn Nets and lost, as Brooklyn took it at a score of 104-95. Indiana Pacers took on Anthony Davis and company as the New Orleans Pelicans fell to the Indiana Pacers in Indiana at a score of 92-84. New York Knicks took on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls, and Carmelo Anthony and company was able to take down them at a score of 106-94 in favor of New York. Oklahoma City Thunder, 113 over Utah Jazz's 91. Oklahoma City has been very tough to beat at home, along with Golden State and San Antonio. But if you guys tune in right now, with about 8 minutes left in the third quarter, Clippers are at home hosting the Portland Trailblazers, and it's neck and neck at 48-47. We are in the fourth week now of March. We're just finishing up spring training in the Major League Baseball and should be on our way as our San Diego Padres, I believe, are going to be taking on the San Francisco Giants on April 4th for our opening day. It's our home opener and the first game, so it works out well. I will be attending that. Other than that, we have a little bit of football news. It looked as though if Johnny Money Manziel was cut by Cleveland, and Cleveland actually signed quarterback Robert Griffin III for 2 years. I don't know what Cleveland sees in that. Cleveland has been a team with turmoil for years, and now they're going to pick up a quarterback who's had a torn ACL and really hasn't been the same since he's been fully recovered from that ACL. But I was a big Robert Griffin fan when he was at Baylor. He did great his first year, and then just kind of second and third year, not so hot, obviously. So he's going to enter his 4th year now as a Cleveland Brown. We shall see how that goes. I don't know much about it. But I'm going to introduce our co-host, as you guys all know, Jordan Phillip. Jordan, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Oh, we're doing good. We're just doing a little sports update right now. I see our guest is on. Jordan, did you want to speak on, should we do our literary piece maybe after our entrepreneurial spotlight guest? Should we just bring her on right now?
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Okay, great. Folks, we have a wonderful guest tonight. It is a special guest. She is a success coach and coach of many trades. Her name is Jessica Lewis. And without further ado, I would love to introduce her. Jessica, you are live on the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome.
Jessica, I'd love for you just to give us a little feedback on Success with Jess, as your website says, and you talk about success leaves clues. Where are you finding yours? If you could just give us a little kind of, background on you and how you came to have this position, and just a little mini life story, if you will. Very informal, but just to inform our audience really what Success with Jess is all about.
Perfect. Success with Jess has been 10 years in the making. At a young age, I knew I was going to be successful. I just had like a feeling. I knew whatever I was going to do, I was going to make big money. And so I was going to go to school to be a doctor because I thought that's how it would happen. And very young, got pulled into the financial services industry in a network marketing company, and was able to create lots of success. And I think it was through my daily habits that I was able to do. So at 20 years old, I was making over $250,000 a year, and continued that for 5 years, and was one of the younger big income earners in the company. Went through a couple life changes, met my current husband that I have now, and we've started 2 companies since then outside of the network marketing realm. Completely different, yet taken both of those companies to multi-million-dollar companies, and accomplished before my 30th birthday our big goal of netting $1 million a year in income. That was always something that I wanted to do and put on my goals, and I put it everywhere around the house, and a couple years ago we did it. So Success with Jess was born from all of those experiences. The only thing that I missed in network marketing wasn't the hard work and always constantly thinking about something, but it was the people and being engaged with people and really helping them set up a plan to succeed and to take their life to the next level. I get so much energy on moving people. It's funny, I just did a recap of some of my clients that I'm working with right now, and I was working with a guy that wanted to create a video series, like a course that he was going to publish. However, in working with him, he was scared to death to make a stinking video, just one video recorded of himself that no one's going to see. And it took us 3 weeks for him to break through that. Yet once we broke through it, we're about to publish the course now. So seeing people win in those areas and knowing that I've been through it myself in almost every scenario or multiple scenarios, and just all the challenges we've gone through running multiple businesses, or not challenges, opportunities. So Success with Jess was born with through that. So I work with business owners and network marketing high-level professionals that want to go double their income or go take it to the next level, go achieve a big goal. I don't work with people that are just trying to get it going typically. I come in once they're making $100,000, $200,000 a year, and then go help them double that. And then on a group level, we work with people so I can touch more people with weekly conference calls and hitting all the goals in multiple areas of their lives. Does that kind of synopsis it for you?
Yeah, absolutely. That was wonderfully put. And Jessica, a lot of people hear the term, life coach, fitness coach, in your certain circumstance, success coach. Can you tell our audience really what you do as a success coach? What really are the roles that you do for your clients?
Sure. A lot of people that I work with, and I think this is what's differentiated me in my success, a lot of people that I work with can be successful in one area of their life typically. Like I work with a lot of people that kill it in business, yet somehow they're the most out of shape and unhealthy than what they've ever been, right? Most of them are overweight because they don't work out. Most of them aren't consistently reading, developing themselves, don't have a personal development game plan. Most of them don't have a consistent spiritual practice. I've almost found that almost everyone that I work with is good at, if we broke our life out into 4 different areas, being our business, our spiritual, our physical, and then our family and our relationships. And even in myself, until I was conscious of it, people are good at one or two areas, and I help them get better at all areas while still thriving and moving and not sacrificing another because they're getting better at one. So I set goals with people in all 4 areas of their life and then help them move towards them through accountability. Most people have great intentions and want to do things. However, we just get distracted and get busy, right? Stuff happens. And if something's not in front of our face or we're not having a conversation with someone, typically it gets put to the wayside and it doesn't happen as fast as it could. I just did a video today on we're great liars. Like, I'm really good at lying to myself and justifying and finding reasons why I shouldn't do things, right? Because I'm busy and other things need to happen, and I put the less high-value tasks in front of ones that should be done. However, when I think about, and then it pops in my head, my coach that I work with, and I know that when I talk to her on Monday, I'm going to have to say, I didn't do this, and I'm not going to say that to her, so I get the stuff done that I say that I'm going to do. So part of the value is just having someone there, right, that you're going to communicate with. So that's how I help take people to the next level.
Sure. And so you, for a living, help these other people, fitness, success, business, whatever. It sounds like you're kind of you hold many, many different hats in how you help your clients. And I'm sorry, and you just said that you actually have a coach yourself, that you kind of, you're coached as well? The coach is being coached?
Correct. Mhm. Oh yeah.
That's great. Yeah. That's great balance, because I guess the coach can't do it all, and obviously needs some sort of continuing insight for herself. Yeah. Jordan, did you have any questions for Jessica at all?
Yeah, Jessica, I just wanted to say congratulations on reaching that goal of 1 million netting before the age of 30 or by the age of 30. It's funny because I always had the exact same goal for myself. It's funny. And I haven't reached it yet. Of course, I'm not 30 yet, but that's one that I hope to achieve as well. And congratulations on achieving that.
Thank you. You know what? And I probably didn't misstate that, but God gets the glory in that, man, because I could not have done it by myself. That's for sure.
Sure, definitely. And Jess, I wanted to ask you, with so many people, who, just like the clients you had, who is attempting to get started with a new project or some type of endeavor, what would be kind of the biggest key when trying to get it started? And just there always seems to be kind of like those breaks that we put on ourselves. Is there one thing you can kind of advise our audience with, as far as like how do we just kind of remove those breaks that we put on ourselves so much of the time?
I would get, it's funny. I would get someone that's aware of those breaks. Like when you have someone hold you accountable, well, first off, you need to figure out what's driving you and why, right? So what's the big goal? So I was really clear on my goals, especially when I was doing network marketing. We're clear on them now, but like I remember sitting in that office and I had my goals everywhere, around my house, around my office, everywhere. And so I was so nervous talking to people. I was super young. I was doing financial services, selling life insurance at 19 years old. Like, who would buy a financial service product from a 19-year-old with no life experience, a young little girl? Like, who would do that, right? Yet I built this huge company with many, many people. So I got really clear on why. Like, what do I want and what am I going to achieve? And that almost drove me to do things. Like, I remember sitting in my office and day after day I would be in there before anyone else got in there. And I started to prove to myself that I was worthy of success. I had set things that I was going to do every day. So my goal was to meet 5 new people and to make 25 phone calls to recruit people. And every day I would track that. And I just proved to myself every day, I deserve this. I'm worth this because I do this, this, and this. And I was so consistent at it that I eventually convinced my mind that I was worthy of it, right? And then it was easier for me to do the bigger things. So I was super, super consistent. And so I hope this is answering your question, but I got clear on why. And then my why was so strong that whatever would have stopped me, I could just go back to that why and I would push through. So I think now when it comes to anything, whenever I'm in a situation where I don't want to do something, I just quickly do it and get it done. And I don't even think about it. And I think there was a mental pathway that was created in my brain where I can take action really fast now. And I don't sit in the emotional space of it of, oh, I don't feel like it. And, all that stuff that we tell, all of the noise and the conversation we have with ourselves, I get out of that space and just do it before I can even convince myself not to.
Right. That's a great, wow. There's a lot of gold in what you said right there. I hope everyone caught on to that, or, we can always rewind it later on as well. But that's an awesome response right there. Yeah, I'm blown away by that, actually. Especially with what you said as far as kind of paving a mental pathway. That really kind of clicked because recently I was just reading an article about how our brain actually does make pathways with things that we do repetitiously. So I think literally you actually did pave a mental pathway, and that just shows that, hopefully everybody is blessed with the same mind. So, everyone out there can also achieve a similar thing, and then, hopefully be able to release those breaks.
Mm-hmm. And if not, right, and if you're struggling with that, that's why I love what I do, because that's what I help people do is, if they're going to talk to me, at one point we're going to have a conversation. If they're not doing something, we'll find out why, right? We'll find out what's the belief behind that, why they're stopping, right? Because it's always something. It's I'm not worthy, I don't deserve it. There's something that's driving that. And then there's a challenge that comes with that typically, so that we don't have another conversation of them not doing it. That just doesn't happen. So
Sure.
I love it.
Jess, this is Aaron. And I'm looking on your website, but for everybody that's not, Jordan and I are very big readers, and we always kind of do a literary segment of our show. And I see here you have a few of your favorite books, but I always ask our guests that come on if there's any influential literature that they've come across and read in their life they kind of apply to their either personal or professional lives. And I could list them off, but you probably have a little bit more to say about each one. But if you had a couple books that you really liked, enjoyed reading, that you would recommend to any potential new client or just anybody listening right now, what kind of books have really resonated with you over the years?
If I were just getting started, or even if I wasn't just getting started, I have reread The Ultimate Secrets of Total Self-Confidence by Dr. Robert Anthony more than one time. And not because the book's not about self-confidence, so I wish the title was different. However, it gives you a great foundation of awareness in everything that you do. I love Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And that's another foundational, why do we think the way that we think? How did we grow up around money? What are our thoughts around money? What are our beliefs around money? And my all-time now new favorite that I just got done with is Loving What Is by Byron Katie. And Loving What Is, some of these titles make you think you already know what the book is about. However, she walks you through a process of handling thoughts that don't serve us, right? So we all have thoughts and beliefs that don't serve us. However, she helps you logically move through them and show you whether that thought's serving you or not serving you and how it's serving you or not serving you. And you just come out with some clarity, because I've read some books and some things, and I've gone through some courses, and I've tried to control how I think, right? I've tried to control things. Well, like we're talking about neural pathways, there's billions of them, and so there's no way that I can physically control all the thoughts that come up for me or all the limiting beliefs that come up for me. However, I can control what I do with them once I get them, and that's what Loving What Is does. hands down, I've recommended it to more people, and they've gotten such ahas out of it. It's been really cool to watch the process.
Cool, yeah, I definitely wrote those down. I'll definitely check those out. Jordan, have you heard of any of those books that Jessica mentioned?
I haven't, but definitely will be checking those out, especially that last one you just said that really sounded like that's something I would definitely resonate with at the moment.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Robert Anthony I've heard of before. Dr. Robert Anthony, that kind of seems like a similar name. Folks, for you guys just joining us, this is Jessica Lewis, success coach. Newport Beach, you are located out of? Yes, Jessica?
Correct.
Okay, cool. And I'm just looking at other things that you're all about. Definitely like massagers, living by the beach, getting tickled, an interesting one. And who doesn't like getting tickled? Vegetables and all healthy food, as well as house music. Wow, you never know. I'm like 5 out of 6 for right there. Jordan, did you have anything else that you wanted to ask Jessica at all?
I don't think I had any other questions. I just wanted to thank you for joining us, Jess. And I believe that definitely our audience has gained great insight from, you sharing with everyone. And hopefully, we can work together again soon in the future.
For sure. Thank you very much, both of you guys, for having me on, and thank you for putting information like this out there. It's definitely valuable.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, Jessica, thank you so much. And folks, do check out Jessica Lewis's website, successwithjess.org, as well as follow her on Instagram, $1 Million Earner. Should just go up. She's got a couple underscores between each word, but it's $1 Million Earner. And Jessica, we'll blast you on our Facebook page as well as our Instagram. And again, thank you so much for coming on and being a guest tonight. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Yeah, she was great, Jordan. Loved her. Very interesting. Wow, 20 years old, huh? 20 years old in the financial services industry and making $250,000. And she only went up from there. I mean, man, talk about a girl that's really set the bar high and, really has high expectations. And, by judging at her picture, she can't be older than 30. And the fact that, she's at such a young age now where, she's made all this money, but yet now, again, at 30 years old, still in her youth, she wants to give this back to other people, and she wants to help other people succeed. And that just blows me away because, I mean, anybody young and rich doesn't really have those, qualities really. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, there are a couple people out there, but I just think it's wonderful the fact that somebody so young and very much financially stable can actually not think about themselves and think about others. So, she was wonderful.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. That was a awesome guest. Another one joining us, sharing a whole lot of value. And, that was a great experience. And then now we also have some good books to pick up on after this. And Aaron, I don't know do you have anything new on your list that you've been reading? I was reading, I'm always, I'm reading a couple different ones right now, and they're great. On a musical side, there's a book that I'm reading, and you're very well aware of the person, Timbaland, the rapper, producer. Timbaland, he has been around for such a long time. He actually came out with a book called The Emperor of Sound. And just it's just almost an autobiography, if you will, of him, his personal life, getting into his professional life, his love and passion for music. Folks, if you guys haven't heard, he's very versatile. His name is Timbaland, Timbaland. He is out of South Florida, I believe, Jordan, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's out of South Florida. And he encompasses everything. He does so many different things, so many different beats. He makes all of his own beats, whether they're synthesized or they're real instruments. He, orchestrates this symphony of sounds together where artists of a dozen different genres can come together. Here, I've never really known a producer
like Timbaland, who has been able to collaborate with artists from completely different spectrums, from Kenny G to JoJo to Chad Kroeger from Nickelback to Sebastian to Justin Timberlake to Drake to, he just goes from R&B to hip hop to jazz to rock, alternative, house music. He is amazing. He's truly, truly amazing, and he just really breaks down his concepts, his fundamentals, and just what he's all about in his book. Again, the book is titled Emperor of Sound. I think it was actually co-written by someone else as well. But that's what I'm reading. I'm also reading Damon John, The Power of Broke. Jordan, maybe you can actually elaborate a little bit on The Power of Broke. I don't know if you finished that, but Damon John is the founder of FUBU. But yeah, Jordan, if you want to talk about maybe The Power of Broke a little bit, its ideals and ideology,
sure.
go for it.
Yeah. So again, Damon John, if everyone's familiar with the show Shark Tank on NBC, he's actually one of the investors, just like Aaron said, the founder of FUBU, and then now he's gone on to have multiple other endeavors, and he's an investor, helping other people achieve their dreams, which is an awesome thing to do. But of course, every journey to get to such a position had to start somewhere. And the book, The Power of Broke, is Damon John's new release of 2016. And, Damon really goes into the ideals and kind of the concepts of how there's actually power in being broke. Because when you have nothing to lose and everything to gain, our minds tend to work with what we have, and you can actually become extremely creative in everything that you do. He actually started off doing like a type of an Uber way back before it existed in the 80s out in New York, and that's how he started his business. He started out buying a 15-passenger van, riding around town, giving people rides who missed the bus or didn't have enough money to ride the bus, so they rode in his van around town. Eventually, he ended up saving up enough money to buy some shirts. Then from there, he rolled on to shows or trade shows where he was actually selling his shirts. And then next thing, one thing comes to another, and he grew it to a multi-million, I believe, half $500 million in sales so far around the globe. And I mean, of course, it didn't happen overnight, not by a long shot, but the foundation was built at a time where he didn't have capital and he didn't have investors and a whole lot of money, because when you have a safety net behind you to catch you, you can tend to relax a little bit. But when you have dogs nipping and alligators nipping at your heels, you run and you find a way to make things happen. So that's really what The Power of Broke is kind of based around. And I would highly recommend it to anyone who's either starting some type of endeavor or wants to start some type of business. And even those who are currently running a business, even let's say you're running maybe $1 million business and you're trying to figure out a way to double your revenues, triple your revenues, of course, it's going to take money, but the most efficient use of your capital and staying creative is definitely the best way to go, as opposed to maybe running out and getting an investor's money or taking out loans or lines of credit. Basically the human mind is so powerful that you already hold the answer. You already hold the keys inside your head to creativity and to reaching that next level. sorry, I'm going on a bit of a rant, but I think everyone gets the main gist of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, folks, the book that Jordan's talking about is Damon John, founder of FUBU, called The Power of Broke. The Power of Broke. Time now is 9:30. You guys are tuning into the Chelladurai Inc. show. I'm, of course, Aaron Trilling, my co-host, Jordan Phillip. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, kind of switching gears here a little bit, going back to our music, Progressive Progressions has been out. Get your hard copies. If you guys are local in San Diego, by all means, check out the record stores. I think we're in about 8 record stores. If you guys are still that niche, that special niche group of people who actually go and, kind of just finger roll through albums and whatnot, we are in 8 record stores in San Diego, in the city, rather. And check us out on Facebook. Download our mixtape, Progressive Progressions, on our Chelladurai Facebook page. And it looks as though our next step is going to be producing a solo album for myself. Of course, my real name is Aaron Trilling. That's what I go by on the radio, but my artist name is David Capewood. This will be my solo album, of course, produced by the ever so talented Jordan Pravin Phillip. Of course, his real name is Jordan Phillip, but his producer name is Pravin, as is his middle name. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We're in the beginning stages of getting that going. I think it's going to be about 12 tracks. And for those of you guys who've heard the Progressive Progressions mixtape already, I have done a lot of both singing and rapping. And Pravin has rapped. He's as a that's kind of his thing. He produces, but he is a very good rapper as well. I kind of compliment him in the Progressive Progressions mixtape by singing the hooks, as well as getting maybe one verse in on a few songs. Whereas now the new mixtape, which will go unnamed for right now, my solo project is going to be a lot more singing. Just to give full disclosure to everybody, there won't be too much rapping. There might be a little bit, but I'm definitely feeling the singing a lot more. So it'll definitely be a different take. It won't. The message, the theme, won't be exactly the same as Progressive Progressions. We do like to mix it up because Jordan and I both think we're very versatile and can do some very versatile things with our music. So again, be on the lookout for that. I'd tell you the name of it, but I have about 4 different ones right now, and it's I'll probably have all 12 tracks done and completed and then come up with a title. But that's where we're at for that. Jordan, anything else? You want to add anything at all to our audience, whether it's about music, whether it's about business, whether it's about success, but anything at all before we let our wonderful audience go?
Yeah, again, I just want to, we're going to keep that unnamed David Capewood, a.k.a. Aaron Trilling David Capewood project. We're going to keep giving you guys, updates on that because it's going to be a smash. We're reaching new levels. I'm really excited about it. We can't drop, or we won't, drop any tracks just yet, but we have been in the studio. Just a FYI, we've been working in the studio, and things are coming along, and new heights are being reached as far as music goes. So it's going to be a good one, definitely. So be excited for that.
And on that note, folks, do check out our YouTube channel. We have a wonderful YouTube channel, Chelladurai Inc. Check us out. Jordan has his beats on there, a ton of beats that he's already produced, as well as our tracks, as well as these radio shows. These radio shows that we do on Blog Talk Radio actually are down by Jordan for audio quality and then kind of digitally remastered, and then we throw them back on YouTube. So check those out. We love for you guys. We love the live listeners just as much as the archive listeners, but just want to reiterate that we do have a YouTube channel, and please subscribe to it. We're trying to build our subscriber list, and we will eventually will be on YouTube, so you can actually just type in like entrepreneur or business or music, and we'll pop right up to the top due to our wonderful search engine optimization. So we appreciate all the people that have started from us with the beginning listening to us. You guys do not go unnoticed, and we started the show for you guys. Time now is 9:35. We're going to let you guys go. I want everybody to have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and into the next week. We'll see you guys same time next Thursday, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. get shit done this week, folks. Don't sit down, be lazy. You know, we'll sleep when we're dead. Do what you got to do. Just run a mud hole in that ass. I'm sorry to speak like that, but you know, just seize the day, carpe diem. Keep that head high and that middle finger higher. He's Jordan. I'm Aaron. We're out. Chelladurai Inc.
30,000 feet in the sky, drinking whiskey straight with my seat reclined. Quit the bullshitting, now's the right time. I'm on the grind, sleeves rolled up, I promise that I'll get mine. Train stations and perspiration, action with no hesitation. LAX to Dubai, Bangalore to Mumbai. Eating good, well rest, air travel, well dressed. Time spent so we invest, get a couple things up off my chest. Reaching higher than ever, some prior ties severed. Mr. Auto Rickshaw Man, can you give the kid a ride? I'm on sir, Vanga Vanga, get inside. Look, I've seen struggle so deep. Share it and I think you with no food. Kids gonna eat, no shoes on my fucking feet. Still a smile on my face, I know I'm in a rat race. You better go, don't let it waste. Scary how time never waits. I hear you bro, I said knowing that could have been my fate.